Yes. And they ask if we leave the meeting or we continue.
We will continue. So
Yeah.
good evening, everybody. Thanks for showing up to this meeting. Today, we are going to be talking about SkySlope. So we're going to be doing a SkySlope training. It's going to be focused on DigiSign more than anything. A lot of the questions that we're getting on how to use SkySlope, a lot of them are coming from DigiSign and maybe just not understanding how to put together the paperwork and the signatures for whenever your client is ready to either submit an offer, you need a buyer's representation. So Ms. Anaí Bañuelos is actually going to be hosting this training today. And, we'll go through it. If you guys have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to just let us know and we can go over that. So without further ado, I will pass you on to Ms. Anaí.
Thank you. All right, so, okay. All right, so we're gonna go into DigiSign, like Denise said. So when you need signatures from your client on stuff, you really don't have to create a whole folder for it. For instance, like if you're just trying, I'm going to do it, for example, with the buyer's representation. So at this point, let's say we just sat down with our buyer and, we just want to get them locked in with us. So we're going to have them sign, like the Tilla Respa, what is it? Tilla Respa?
Tilla Respa. Uh-huh.
Like those basic documents that you need for every deal. Let's see.
Sorry, I was just about to ask you what you were doing right now.
So you would upload, all the documents that you need. So like the third-party financing, the 1 to 4 inspector information. I don't have it here right now, but like, for example, how the office requires the one for wire fraud. And there's another one, I think it's like the inspection one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have those two ready also with your buyer's rep. For now, we'll just work on these. And then, of course, you would add, let me actually show you that. So right here, obviously, for example, Denise is the realtor. And then I'm going to put myself as the buyer.
How did you get to this page right here? Where did you go to get to this page?
Right here. So this is from, once you upload your documents, you go right into the next page.
But where did you go to upload them? Is that just on the home page, or how did you get there?
On DigiSign. So like where I clicked first, the DigiSign, you literally just open DigiSign and then you upload the documents right here where it says upload.
Yeah, the documents must be in your files, in your computer.
Right.
So
Correct.
you have a file with all the documents filled in or not, because you can fill in them, with this one, no, Anaí?
Yes, correct. Yeah, you can fill them in on zip forms, but you can also fill them in on SkySlope, and I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to show you, that like how to make it a little easier. That way you're not going back and forth between so much.
Mm-hmm. And right here, it's asking you for, I'm sorry, it's because honestly, it looks very small on my phone, so I'm trying to follow, but,
okay, so
I see that I can make it bigger. I got it.
Okay, so right here, like I said, so you have your realtor, which is Denise in this instance, and then you have, I'm putting myself as the buyer.
Okay.
So you put new recipient, you enter their information, it'll ask you right here, are they the seller? You would obviously click seller, like if you're filling in the listing agreement. Purchaser, your right now we're doing that, I'm the buyer. And then, you know, you have all these other options as well. And then, so you have Denise here that needs to sign, as well as myself. We go next. And this is where we start filling it out. So for example, we don't have should we do it like if we do have should
Yeah,
we do
you can
it?
just do
Okay.
just do an example.
Okay. So let's say that I met with Denise and I decided I want to put in, I already know like what house I'm putting in an offer for. So writable, and then you click right here, and we're gonna do the usual 123 Main Street in El Paso, Texas, 79912.
And then you can expand that box if you need to make it fit.
Yes, yeah. The boxes are all very accommodating. You can move them around very freely. You can, this is in the way. You can move them around very freely, and then when you're doing the writable, you can fill it in with whatever you like, whatever you already know, because you're the realtor, you know all of these details that have to go in here. So this is like, instead of doing it in zip forms, this is how you would do it here. Let's say I'm doing FHA, so we would go right here. That's how you add a little checkbox. So you have checkbox, full name, writable, the date and time, the date signed, initials, and signature. Okay. I think right here, what is it? 203 or 230B?
203B.
203B. That's usually what goes there. Oh. Sorry, your keyboard got all messed up. Okay. There we go. 203B. Okay, and then let's...
your number lock is probably off.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay.
And then right here, you would put in the price that goes here. This is, Denise, you're the one that's gonna know better. This is after you put like the down payment and all that? Or
Yes.
is this like the complete total? Okay, so
yeah, you can just put
like
just put in like a random number. Yeah,
okay. Just
for the sake of showing us, you know, what exact, like how to actually use the system, as opposed to like what goes where, because what goes inside the contracts would be a different training.
Okay.
I have a question for you though. I see that you're leaving the blue boxes like really long. Are those blue boxes going to disappear after you're done, or is that going to show up? Do I need to make them smaller and adjust it? Like, how does that work?
You can definitely make them smaller, but in reality, the blue boxes they won't show up once the client goes in and fills them in.
So in order for this to look as neat as possible, what am I lining up? Am I just lining up the words with the line on the bottom? That's what I have to pay attention to?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you do the writables. For example, okay, so right here, obviously you would need a signature. I typically do I also put the date signed when I put the signature. And then this is where the buyer has to sign. So you want to go right here and click on the buyer for both. Okay. So the same thing right here, like all of these are writables. So you just...
What if I make a mistake and I need to clear it?
Okay, so to clear, you can exit, like you can hit the little X, or you can just, like for example, let's say, okay, I made Like I still haven't submitted it. I'm just reviewing before I send it off for signatures. And let's say I forgot a 4 right here. So you just click on it and then you go back with your little like arrows, and then you can add in the 4 and there you go. It's very easy to navigate, like if you make a mistake while you're still here. Once you send it out, I would imagine that it's probably going to be a lot harder because you probably have to like kind of go over the
writing that's already on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to try to have it like as exact before you send it out for signatures. That way you're not like trying to fix it and everything once there's signatures on it. So then you have, for example, here you need initials. Again, make sure that this is your buyer that's going to initial. And then, well, like I said, I know you really don't want to go into like the details of what is supposed to go in. So, you know, just again, this is how you do the check marks. You know, you can add anything to the document. If this, like right here, you can put it to where the client, if you put a check mark box on each one, it puts it so that the client can select which one the client wants.
Okay. So like assuming that the whole contract is filled out and it's ready to go, and I want to send it out for signatures, what's the next step?
All right. So now to send out for signatures, as like you said, assuming that it's all done already, now we're going to click send. 1234 Main Street. Right here, you do want to put a message to your client, you know, formally asking them for their signatures. What Denise and I usually do is like, hey, good afternoon, Anai. I went ahead and prepared these documents for your signatures. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And then, of course, we don't just send it out like that, though. I mean, I'll send it out like that, but then Denise also goes back and, you know, she'll either text her client or call her client and say, hey, I just emailed you these documents. Would you like to go over them? You know, that's usually more or less what you, and then you review them with them, no?
Right. So like obviously that's a little more so on the, once you get to the customer service side of things, when you are sending documents to the clients, you want to make sure to give them the opportunity to, typically I give them the opportunity to review the documents because every client is a little bit different. Some client wants to review the documents by themselves. They feel, you know, completely comfortable reviewing it by themselves and then signing. Others want you to go through it a little bit more in detail. And then others want you to just kind of give them the quick run through. So typically, like Anais said, we'll send out the email. And of course, they know that this is coming before it gets sent out. So they're not looking at their email and like, what's this that I have to sign? So send out the email, let them know, hey, you should have the documents in your inbox. Go ahead and review it. Let me know if anything stands out that you have any questions about, and then I'll call them whenever they have a minute to review it. Like, okay, you know, I'll call to make sure to go over any questions that you might have. And typically they have at least one question. And then based off of kind of, you know, what their demeanor is, like, hey, you know, we can go through it a little bit more in detail if you need to, and then we'll go through that.
Correct. Okay. So now you, as the realtor, it'll give you the option to just go ahead and sign them now. So you're going to click sign now, which you always want to do. So you're going to sign now, and then exactly how you see it here for you, is how the client sees it for the stuff that they need to do. So they'll just click next, next, and it'll have them do their signatures and everything that pertains to them, that what they need to fill out. So then I'm actually filling it out, like doing the buyer's portion on my phone. That way you guys can see where to go once
it's done and
once it's
completed.
done. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So listo. So now, let's say for whatever reason your client couldn't get to it until the morning. So now it's the next day, you're checking it. Like if you're not 100% sure, I'm going to show you. Like
How did you get to this page, Anaí? What'd you do to get to that page?
So this is the home page. You just click on Realty One group up here and it'll take you straight to the home page.
Okay.
Okay. So then now, like I said, let's say it's the next day and your client said, hey, I already signed everything. Do you have it? So you log in, you go to DigiSign,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be in completed. And if you notice, it's right here.
You just click on it and it opens up?
Yes, ma'am. So you click on it, it loads up, and it's all filled out. And then if you need to download it, you can download it right here. If for whatever reason you need to print it, you can print right here. And then if you ever need to get to it, once you create the file, you can submit it from there, but that's like another training. That's like once you have the file actually set up. Let's say that the client hadn't filled it out yet, it would still be here in sent, and it would kind of show like this, like who's waiting, who are we waiting on that still needs to sign this form. And see, like for example, this one right here, it's still waiting for you to sign. And then it'll show you to like who has signed it already. So like for instance, this one, I had sent it to you and to Oscar and to Guadalupe Mendoza. She signed it already, but it's still waiting for you and Oscar to sign. So it'll tell you like, hey, so-and-so hasn't signed. That way you can send them a reminder or follow up with them and make sure that you get it signed as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any questions?
No, I think that's it seems like it's very user friendly once you get in there.
It is. And then of course, like I said, if we go back to the home page.
I think, you know what? Yeah, I do have a question. Maybe this is because I wasn't seeing the image large enough. So I didn't see when you first started, you started on this homepage. How did you get to the page that you were on where it was asking you what parties and where you're downloading the documents?
Oh, okay, for sure. So from the homepage, you go into DigiSign. And then you would do new envelope. If you have like an address already, you can go ahead and do the address. But for example, right now we don't have an address. You upload your documents. You click next, and then it'll look exactly like this. And you'll add it'll say add recipient. Right
okay,
here.
so it'll take you into that. Okay, yeah, that's the portion that I think I missed out.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's very insightful. It really does look very user friendly. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions I have. I think that really goes over everything. What if I need to resend it? Let's say that you sent it to the client and they, for whatever reason, they can't find it in their email. How can we resend it to them?
Okay, so again, from the homepage, you would click on DigiSign.
Mm-hmm.
And then right here, Hold on. I've only done this a couple of times, so. No, that's not it. So history. Let's see. Close. There is an option to resend it.
Well, I think you should click on the sent one actually, because those are completed. So I don't know that you're going to be able to resend.
Okay. So, okay. I know what you mean now. So like if they haven't signed it, so you can resend it. So
yeah, because sometimes they say, oh, I don't have it, or, whatever, they can't find it. And so we'll just offer to resend it so they don't have to go through all their email. Like, okay, we're going to resend it right now so that you can look for it.
Yeah. Okay. So I misunderstood that. Yes. So yes, definitely. So you go into sent, and then we'll do this one. That way we're not sending Oscar stuff we don't need. So you would click on the little tool right here, and it says edit or resend envelope. So you click on it, and then right here it says resend. Let's say you want to, maybe you really did just maybe enter like the email wrong. It'll let you edit it right here. So see, let's do. Did I put a period? I did. Okay. So it'll let you edit the email like, oops, I put it wrong. I'm sorry. So resend. And then success. The recipient has been updated and the envelope has been resent. So now you have it in your correct mailbox, or they'll have it again refreshed in their mailbox for them to sign.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that's all the questions that I have. I don't know if Ethel, I can't see who all is on from my angle.
Ethel and Violeta.
Do you ladies have any questions for Anaí before we jump off?
No, for me, it was clear. And yeah, it's like that.
And it looks like you all can actually, like if you've never done a transaction before and you're trying to get acquainted with SkySlope and DigiSign, like the way that Anaí did it right now, it looks like you can actually kind of play with it. Like right now she's doing a test, just like a trial document for the sake of the training. It looks like you can go ahead and do that just to at least play with it and get comfortable with the system. And now once we actually create a folder for the property, it's a different process. But I think we're going to leave that for a training part 2.
Yeah, I never create a folder on DigiSign on a property. But yeah, maybe it's easier then to manage the documents. But I don't know, because when I have them signed by the client, I save them in my computer, so I know I have them there. So, but maybe it's a good idea to make folders there in DigiSign. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, well, the folders is once you actually have an executed contract.
Yeah. Yeah, when the contract come with the other realtor date.
Yeah.
When he put the date. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Violeta, do you have any questions?
Sabes que Denise sí tengo, pero empecé poquito tarde, entonces no sé si lo vas a subir este video al YouTube.
Sí, claro, lo podemos subir para que veas.
Es que me perdí un poquito en la cuestión de cuando entran en el comienzo, entonces le agarré todo lo demás, pero para ver si hice mis anotaciones completas.
Do you want to go over it again real quick, Anaí? Just how to get in there. Es más, le acabo de preguntar la misma cosa.
Sí lo hice, porque vi que le volviste a preguntar, pero dije, a lo mejor no estoy en la misma página, porque sí vi que le volviste a preguntar que cómo había llegado la primera parte.
Okay.
Pero quiero saber si fue otras instrucciones antes que las que le pediste.
No, era todo. Nada más quería saber cómo entró a esa página.
Exactamente lo que yo quería saber, cómo cómo entraba al menú principal.
Oh, how do you get to the homepage, Anaí?
Ok, so vamos a decir que estás en una transacción o algo, como de aquí o de cualquier otra página, nomás le haces clic aquí arriba en donde
Sí.
dice Realty One Group,
Ok.
and it'll take you back to the main page.
Y de ahí ya me voy a donde le explicaste a Anaí, que es en Digital Signature, y de ahí todo lo demás. Ok, creo que sí. Más o menos le agarré. Es donde siempre batallo un poquito con firmas digitales.
No eres la única, yo también de repente como que también todavía le estamos moviendo, pero ya le estamos agarrando mucho mejor.
Sí, está un poquito complicado. A mí que no soy muy buena para esto de ahora sí como dice todo lo de ahorita de, como no te juntas tanto con tus clientes, ahí es donde estoy batallando, porque antes era todo en persona y ahorita sí estoy así como batallando un poquito.
Sí.
Ok. Voy a practicarle y si me atoro, pues ahí les comento a ver si me pueden ayudar.
Claro
Sí,
que
claro.
sí.
Por eso digo que haz uno de mentiritas, nada más para que juegues con el sistema, porque a veces eso es lo que nos ayuda. Ya para cuando tengas un cliente que en verdad tienes que hacer el contrato, pues no es encontrar dónde aplastarle y todo eso. Ya estás más a gusto
Más
con el sistema.
familiarizada con dónde me puedo atorar, ¿verdad? Ok, perfecto. No, pues muchas gracias, chicas. Ahí les aviso si me atoro un poquito.
Claro que sí. Muchas gracias a ustedes. Thank you, Ethel. Thank you, Anaí, for doing this training. I know that it wasn't exactly what you were trying to do tonight. I know she's getting outside of her comfort zone too, guys. You know, we always talk about push yourself a little bit, get outside your comfort zone. So I applaud Anaí for doing this because it is hard to get on camera and to do something like this. So I think you did really good, and hopefully you can do a part 2 for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Where we can learn how to actually put together a folder for the transaction once it's actually executed. I think that would be good. And this one was really quick and to the point and very simple. I don't think you gave too much instruction where we really didn't get lost. You almost went through the whole thing twice. And I think that's really what we needed to see. Just go through it a couple of times where we can really see what we need to click on and where we need to go. But it seemed simple enough. It does seem very user friendly.
It is. It definitely is.
Okay, chicos,
well,
muchas gracias.
De nada a usted. Everyone have a good night. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.